What's up, you guys? Welcome or welcome back. My name is Sonia, and I'm a high school senior and also a new immigrant who has lived in the US for over 1 year. I am dedicated to helping high school new immigrants with their pre-departure preparation and transition to the US. If you're interested, please don't forget to subscribe my channel for my latest videos in the future. Now, if you're ready, let's get to our content for today. If you are a prospective immigrant who's still waiting for the queue from USCIS telling you that
you now have the approval of being a legal permanent resident of the United States,
I believe one of the most impactful encounters for you right now is the protracted immigration schedule. And you may or may not know one of the biggest factors that is causing this situation is President Trump. Ever since his inauguration, Trump has made his attitude towards immigration issues in the United States more than clear. Most of his actions taken and policy changes were unfriendly towards immigrants, especially prospective and new immigrants to the US. And recently, as on July 28, 2020, the Trump administration has made public a memorandum whose provisions limit the availability of DACA. What DACA is a program that allows certain unauthorized aliens who arrived in the United States as children to apply for a 2-year forbearance of removal. Those granted such relief become eligible for work authorization and various federal benefits. About 700,000 aliens have availed themselves of this opportunity. Now, this memo of Trump now requires USCIS to reject all first-time DACA applications unless they are for exceptional circumstances, and to grant renewed DACA and work authorization for only 1 year instead of 2 years. As this seems to be another major move that Trump took before election 2020. Today, I just want to talk about my path before and toward immigration to the US, which is very recent, and how I chose to adapt with the circumstances that I encountered as a high school student. Initially, my parents submitted the application for immigration when I was 2 years old. It was interesting that at the very first, I thought we can set out at the time when I graduated from elementary school. So it was actually kind of funny. Like, I remember telling my friends when I was in elementary school that I would be moving to America when we graduated. However, things for immigration, especially to the United States, can never go so easily, right? So I waited and waited, and at the end, my family kind of waited for over 16 years in total for his schedule to actually come to us. Of course, in between, we ran up against Trump's assuming office and all of his immigration policies. So this was one of the greatest factors that led to my incomplete high school experience in both my original country and in the United States. I completed my 10th grade before coming in, and that year was when we actually had some updates for our immigration from the USCIS. And I finally could confirm that I wouldn't be able to have 11th grade completed in my original country. The process of waiting was pretty tough. It made me feel anxious from time to time because while waiting, I had my academic career in my original country that I was proud of and would definitely not want to give up on. But on the other hand, I was not sure what to do to catch up with the things that are going on with the kids in the United States. I was not so fortunate because although I had relatives in America, I didn't have anyone that is truly into academic achievements in my clan. So resources was really limited before I came into the United States in terms of what school would be like in here or what should I study to be prepared for life in here. I had no one to consult with, and the internet was also limited for foreign regions in my country. If you are now in the same situation or status as I was before immigration, you can check out my last video talking about the things I wish I knew before moving to the US. Now that's enough for the context. Let's talk about something real, which is the dilemma management under such circumstance. For the things you actually did within your original country, I would say they basically plays minimal roles in the path in the United States, especially in terms of college application. Because those things are difficult for admission personnel in the US to make genuine sense in their head, and this is inevitable. Although this sounds frustrating if you really put effort into something before you come into the US, this situation is actually objective if you think about it. Different countries have extremely various social and cultural circumstances. Some extraordinary thing in country A may be common and simple in country B. So all you have to do before the actual departure is essentially a preparation process. For my part, the main thing that I did was keeping my transcript as a decent record for me to show in the future. Scores and grades are overall more objective matters that can be evaluated even in another country. So despite the extremely competitive academic environment that I was in my country, I tried to keep my grades good. Firstly, navigating your own way to getting good grades is definitely a significant process for you to improve yourself comprehensively as a student. And secondly, if you are enrolling to a public high school like I did after landing in the US, I know this might be a very unique or rare experience, but when I came, the lady in the Welcome Center of Department of Education who was helping me with enrollment was impressed by the previous transcripts of mine. Therefore, despite the bad timing of my arrival, which was almost the end of the school year and definitely not a perfect enrollment season, she still tried to make many calls and help me find a really nice local high school compared to the ones that I was easily supposed to choose from. I'm not saying you will have the exact same experience after you come into the US as I did, but what I'm trying to say is that after all, you are a student. Having good grades will never hurt you, and at many times it can be a really good basis for strangers who knows nothing about you or your background to build connections with you and be willing to help you at some point. Okay, to summarize, building a decent academic record is the most economic and realistic thing that you can do before immigrating to the US, and it will certainly help you in many ways. At the end of the day, for all kinds of experience as a high school senior, what you did in middle school or elementary school wouldn't be recent enough for college admissions to put emphasis on when reviewing your application. But what they can never neglect is your high school transcript, including the years that you completed in your country. So in today's video, I want you to know that whatever President Trump is doing and will do, however slow the immigration schedule is moving or will be moving, just do what you have to do. Do what you have to do as a good student, do what you have to do as a decent human being, and never cease considering for the future, which is your future. And that is all for today. If you like this video, please don't forget to click like and subscribe for my following videos, which will also contain helpful content for new high school immigrants. If you have questions that you would like to ask or simply want to chat with me, simply follow my Instagram below and I will be talking to you soon. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today. My name is Sonia and I will see you in my next video.